Loch Enoch is the goal of our desire. For nights past we have dreamed of its lonely fastnesses. Now they are immediately before us. Enoch is literally a lake in cloudland. Anyone who's been to Loch Enoch will tell you it has plenty to recommend it. Rarely visited, yet a beautiful place given the right weather conditions, Crockett praises it in Raiderland, saying, Enoch is held up to the firmament as upon a dandling palm of granite rock by nature. Other guides can take you to Loch Enoch. McBain, McCormick, and latterly Dane Love all give good descriptions of the place. But Crockett adds something, both in his factual and in his fictional descriptions. The others show you the place, but for me, Crockett takes me to the very heart of it. In 2015, I published Discovering Crockett's Galloway Volume 1. It was designed as an armchair adventure into the Galloway Hills, to places I had never and thought I would never be able to visit, and the most significant of these was Loch Enoch. Through his descriptions, Crockett offers us a chance to place Enoch in the context of its surroundings. He writes, "We thread our way upwards towards the plateau on which Loch Enoch lies. We are so high now that we can see backward over the whole region of Trool and the Loch Valley Basin. Behind us, on the extreme south, connected with the ridge of the Merrick, is Buchan Hill, the farmhouse of which lies low down by the side of Loch Trool." Crockett captures the majesty of the climb, describing the rugged Galloway landscape with a sense of awe and reverence. He observes that the journey to Loch Enoch is not easy, but it rewards the effort. In Raiderland, he writes, with no small amount of Scots humour on display, "In making the journey to Enoch, fatiguing enough in any case, the beauty of hill and water is so amazing that the traveller will see as much as he can, draw, photograph, observe, and read all about it in the next copy of the Raiders which comes under his hand." After I finished writing my own book in 2015, I remained gripped by Loch Enoch. So much so that in 2018 I attempted to reach it the traditional way from Loch Trool via the Gale and Burn. I got nearly as far as Loch Neldrican, but had to turn back, bitterly disappointed. Instead I returned to Crockett and to Raiderland, feeling that I was in the company of Crockett and John Macmillan when he reports Macmillan as saying, "I will show you a new world." He strides on, a very sturdy Columbus. "The new world comes upon us, and one of great marvel it is. At first the haze somewhat hides it, so high are we that we seem to be on the roof of the southern creation, riding on the rigging of all things, as indeed we are. Half a dozen steps, and there's Loch Enoch," says Columbus, with a pretty taste in climax. In 2019, I was fortunate enough to get my own guide of the Galloway Hills, who did for me what John Macmillan did for Crockett, and gave me the experience of a lifetime. We went up a less conventional route via the Pulsegate Burn on the most glorious June day. And I saw Loch Enoch with my own eyes. I felt that glorious silver sand with my own feet and hands. My interest in Loch Enoch came from Crockett's various descriptions, but it was the character of Juliana Stanley in the novel Silver Sand that really gave me the desire to see it for myself. Crockett writes of her reaction, "Juliana slipped from her pony at the sight of the blue lake set in its granite frame, with the dainty white beaches of silver sand, the like of which are not to be found in Scotland, and little green meads where the burns run down, gay and fresh among the heather." And this accords, minus the pony, with my own experience of first coming into sight of Loch Enoch on my adventure in 2019. Even the droves of midges couldn't dampen the experience for me. The vivid descriptions from Crockett's 1894 article Galloway Fastnesses, which reveal his deep emotional connection to Loch Enoch, were to the foremost of my mind as I approached. "Strangest sight in all this Galloway of strange sights is Loch Enoch, so truly another world." While I visited in the middle of the day, in the height of summer, I recalled Crockett's own experience of the loch's beauty during a still evening. "This still evening Enoch glows like a glittering silver-rimmed pearl, looking out of the tangled grey and purple of its surrounding, with the strength, tenderness and meaning of a human eye." On my trip, I carried with me 2 quote slates as part of my 2019 Go Crocketeering project, and I placed these in the landscape so that something of both me and Crockett remain in that most profound of places. I imagine they are there still. I hope so. Loch Enoch has intrigued many over the years, and for me, Crockett's accounts remain some of the most evocative. I believe he saw beyond the physical landscape to the very spirit of the place. Indeed, for him, Loch Enoch was not just a location, it was a source of inspiration for his factual and fictional works. In his stories, he shows Loch Enoch as a place of contrasts, reflecting the moods of nature and the emotions of those who visit. It's truly a place where history, adventure and romance intertwine. It features in all three of Crockett's Raiders trilogy, showing how the place captured and held his imagination from his first to his last Galloway novels. In The Dark of the Moon, through the mouth of Maxwell Heron, Crockett reminds us that what you see often depends on when you see it. He writes, "It is pleasant to be on Enoch's side when the sun shines, not so marvellous indeed as to see its surges through the driving snow swirls as the short fierce afternoons of winter close in. Still, even so, and in the summer weather, there is ever a sense up there that somehow heaven is near and the evil things of the earth remote." In The Raiders, Patrick Heron's experience of the loch are fraught with danger and mystery. "I looked down upon the desolate waste of Loch Enoch under the pale light of the stars. It is not possible that I should be able to tell you what I saw, yet I shall try. I saw a weird wide world, new and strange, not yet out of chaos, nor yet approven of God, but such a scene as there may be on the farther side of the moon, which no man hath seen, nor can see." And in Silver Sand, Juliana is buried at Loch Enoch. "When I got there, I determined I'd like my ashes scattered there when the time comes. I hope against hope that I may get to visit again during my lifetime, but if my adventure was a once-in-a-lifetime experience, I feel privileged to have seen it, to have stood in its waters, and to have the memory of a place that is as special to me as I believe it was to S.R.Crockett, who introduced me to it, and to so many others of the wonders of Galloway." So if you ever get the chance to visit Loch Enoch, take it. And if not, I hope you'll be able to enjoy it via your armchair and the writing of S.R. Crockett, whose novels offer a unique and memorable experience of the Galloway Hills. 5 years on, I still dream of Loch Enoch.